Police lights cut through the darkness of a quiet neighborhood on New Year's Eve. Officers rush toward a driveway where a man is bleeding out beside his own pickup truck. His wife is screaming. His father is in shock. And no one there realizes yet that the person responsible for what just happened is standing only a few feet away, pretending to grieve. The man dying in that driveway is 23-year-old Army Sergeant Tyrone Hassel III. He's a husband, a father, and an active-duty soldier who came home to Michigan for the holidays. He had just spent New Year's Eve at his father's house with his wife and their 1-year-old son. This was supposed to be a moment of peace before returning to base. Instead, it would become the final night of his life. Just minutes earlier, Tyrone had gone out to bring food home for his family. According to his wife, Kamaya, she was sitting on the couch eating when she suddenly heard gunshots. Panicked, she says she rushed their child into another room, then ran outside and found her husband lying in the driveway, barely alive. Her 911 call is frantic, filled with sobs and broken sentences as she begs for help. When police arrive, the scene is chaotic. Paramedics rush to Tyrone's side. He has multiple gunshot wounds to the head, face, neck, and shoulders. Blood covers the driveway. Shell casings are scattered across the ground. Officers try to keep family members back as they attempt to save his life, but it's clear almost immediately that the injuries are severe. Tyrone is still breathing, but barely. At first, investigators believe this could be a robbery gone wrong or a case of mistaken identity. But as they begin examining the scene, that theory quickly falls apart. Tyrone's wallet is still on him. His phone is untouched. His car keys are lying right beside him. Nothing has been taken. This wasn't random. This wasn't a robbery. This was an execution. Bullet holes are found in the garage and nearby structures, showing the shooter was positioned behind Tyrone as he stood near his truck. The pattern of the wounds tells detectives something chilling. The shots were intentional, controlled, and aimed to kill. Whoever did this was waiting for him. Police begin questioning Kamaya, since she was the last person to see Tyrone alive. She repeats her story again and again. He brought food. They were eating. She heard gunshots. But as detectives listen closely, small details begin to shift. Where exactly was Tyrone standing? Did he step outside to get food? Or was he leaving again? The changes are subtle, but they don't go unnoticed. Meanwhile, word spreads quickly through the community. Family members and neighbors gather outside as police secure the scene. Tyrone's father is devastated, struggling to understand how someone who lived a disciplined, quiet life could end up murdered in his own driveway. Everyone agrees on one thing: Tyrone didn't have enemies. He wasn't involved in crime. He wasn't the kind of person who attracted trouble. As the investigation expands, detectives chase every possible lead. Surveillance footage shows Tyrone visiting Walmart earlier that night to buy ammunition. The caliber matches the bullets used in the shooting, raising more questions. Why was he buying ammo? Was he worried about something? 2 men are seen talking with him in the store, but they're quickly identified as old friends with no connection to the crime. Police investigate rumors of a confrontation at a roller rink. They interview friends, acquaintances, anyone who might know of a dispute. Every lead turns into a dead end. Days pass and the case begins to stall. Then a neighbor comes forward with a detail that changes everything. On the night of the murder, they noticed a black 4-door car backed into the driveway of a vacant house nearby. The vehicle's lights were off. The engine was running. It sat there waiting. Minutes later, gunshots echoed through the neighborhood. Not long after, the car sped away. Using license plate readers and toll booth cameras, detectives tracked the vehicle across state lines. The car is registered to a man named Jeremy Kiar. What stops investigators cold is who he is. Jeremy is a U.S. Army service member, and he serves in the same battalion as Tyrone. Detectives immediately coordinate with Army investigators, who begin interviewing soldiers connected to both men. That's when a secret comes to light. Jeremy and Kamaya had a relationship. It started while they were stationed overseas. It was sexual, and it continued long after it should have ended. This wasn't a stalker. This wasn't unrequited obsession. This was something planned. Now detectives are faced with a terrifying question. Was Jeremy acting alone, driven by jealousy? Or was Kamaya involved from the beginning? When Kamaya is brought in for interrogation, her demeanor is unsettling. She doesn't break down. She doesn't panic. Instead, she talks and talks. She explains how overwhelmed she felt, how alone she felt, how she believed Tyrone wasn't doing enough for her. She describes building an emotional bond with Jeremy, someone who made her feel supported, understood, and important. Then she admits the truth. The idea of killing Tyrone was discussed months earlier. It wasn't supposed to happen overseas. It was planned for when they returned to the United States. Kamaya admits she told Jeremy when Tyrone would be home, when he would be alone, and when the opportunity would be perfect. She says she could have stopped it, but she didn't, because she wanted him gone. As the confession continues, detectives ask about life insurance. Kamaya answers casually, almost indifferently. Tyrone had a military policy. In the event of his death, she would receive $400,000. In that moment, the entire case snaps into focus. This wasn't a crime of passion. This was premeditated murder for money. Jeremy is arrested and refuses to speak, invoking his right to remain silent. The evidence against Kamaya, however, is overwhelming. She is charged with first-degree premeditated murder. Jeremy later pleads guilty to second-degree murder. Kamaya is sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Jeremy receives a 65-year sentence, with his first chance at parole coming at an age he's unlikely to ever reach. In the end, Tyrone Hassel was killed not because he was violent, careless, or reckless. He was killed because he trusted the wrong person. On the night he died, he wasn't arguing. He wasn't running from danger. He was bringing food home for his wife and child. And the woman he loved made sure he never made it back inside. So the question remains, was Jeremy the killer, or was he just the weapon?